Indiana State Police continue their investigation into a robbery at a Dale pharmacy. The city of Huntingburg prepares to hold a second public hearing on the Patoka Lake water main project. And Kurt Guxell has highlights from Jasper Baseball's game versus Vincennes in sports. Those stories and much more are coming up next here on 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. In your news, investigators with the Indiana State Police say they have gathered enough probable cause after receiving tips from the public to issue arrest warrants for a man and woman alleged to have entered and robbed the Dale Pharmacy yesterday afternoon. The robbery took place at 4 p.m. Central Time yesterday. Warrants have been issued for 26-year-old Jacob Byers and 27-year-old Mallory Ann Johnson, both of Mount Vernon. Police have identified Byers as the tall suspect who wore an I am second bracelet and displayed a handgun, while police believe Johnson was his female accomplice. Police also said they know the identity of a second man who was reported to have stayed outside the pharmacy in a white Toyota Camry. Police say he is still considered a person of interest, but no warrant has been issued for his arrest. Byers and Johnson were last known to be in the white Camry, which bears a license plate reading 531 LFQ. Police say Byers and Johnson are on the lam and should be considered armed and dangerous. At one point, police said the couple could be in the Owensboro or Evansville area. Anyone with information on the robbery is asked to call the state police at the numbers listed on your screen. Tonight, the city of Huntingburg is holding a second public hearing to gain support for the city's grant application to replace sections of a major water supply line from Patoka Lake from the east. The hearing is part of the first monthly council meeting. Earlier this week, on WJTS's Monday with the Mayor, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner explained the problems with the water line.
And what it involves is that the 16-inch transmission line that feeds us the water from Patoka Lake from the east, we have found some areas of concern that that if they're not addressed could have a really substantial impact on the water supply for not only our citizens but all the industries and that use water here in Huntingburg. So it's a very important project.
This application marks the city's fourth attempt at applying for the Community Focus Fund grant, which is done through the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. The city of Huntingburg has already committed a local match of $83,000 to the project, and an additional $50,000 of economic development income funding will be written into the 2014 edit budget for the project. One area in which the city's previous three applications has scored lower than the rest of the criteria used for deciding who gets the grants has been public input. Spinner explains the importance of the public's support for this project and the need for people to express that support.
You turn on the water in the morning, it doesn't seem like a big problem, and a lot of us are that way. But this is a project that if it comes down the road and we start experiencing a problem with it, it would have a tremendous impact. So if any citizen or business that relies on our consistent and very high quality water would like to come forward and say that they recognize the need for this project to secure that water supply for us, we would appreciate that comment.
The public hearing is currently underway at Huntingburg City Hall on 4th Street. Spinner says those who didn't make it to tonight's meeting or wish to show further support can write letters, and Spinner says those who need information on where to send the letters to can get that information by calling City Hall at 683-2211. Tune in to the WJTS News tomorrow for more coverage from tonight's public hearing and the Huntingburg City Council meeting. 3 men are now facing federal charges stemming from their March arrest for attempting to cash a fake check in Tell City. Authorities say 25-year-old Morris Miller and 26-year-old Jermario Baldwin of Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as 32-year-old Charles Miller of Knoxville, Tennessee, attempted to cash fake checks at a bank in Cloverport, Kentucky, before attempting to do the same thing at the German-American Bank in downtown Tell City. U.S. Attorney Joe Hogsett says an Evansville grand jury federally indicted all 3 men last week. Assistant U.S. Attorney Todd Schellenbarger says all 3 men are charged with conspiracy to cash a fake check, possession of a fake check, and conspiracy to commit bank fraud. All 3 charges carry a maximum sentence of 45 years. Hogsett says counterfeiting has become a growing problem in the area, and the Secret Service continues its investigation of the case. It is possible, but still not known, whether the suspects cashed numerous checks in multiple states. Schellenberger says the men have already been in court for an initial appearance, but a follow-up court date has not been scheduled at this time. As we head through the month of May into June, farm equipment has been hard at work planting corn and bean fields in anticipation of potentially high crop yields. However, in this process, farm equipment often runs on county roads or even on crowded city streets. This can cause problems for people on the roads if one doesn't take the necessary precautions. Purdue Extension Agent Ken Eck talks about the biggest concern for drivers driving around farm equipment at this time of year.
I'd say the biggest concern for a person driving this time of year is to just kind of watch your speed. The basic thing is that machine's going to be pretty big coming through there, be it a planter or a plow or some other tillage device. And the farmer's taking his time to get there, but it just take it safe and slow, and usually give the person a time to get over on his side and try to find a place you might pull off as well.
X says county roads can be among the most dangerous places to encounter farm equipment. According to data compiled for a 2009 study done by the USDA's Committee on Agricultural Safety and Health Research, crash fatality rates related to farm crashes in rural counties are almost double the rates in urban counties. Eck offers some final advice on proper precautions to take when encountering farm equipment on a roadway.
Give them a chance to get over, because usually they're trying to do that. They have a lot of interest in keeping you safe, as well as their machinery safe and themselves safe and their families. So just give them plenty of room, and again, just take it a little bit slower on those country roads. A lot of times we have hills out there where you should play it safe anyway, and you just don't know what's around the next turn or over the next hill. So again, just be careful out there, and don't go too fast on some of those county streets and roads.
X says pulling over as far as you can while passing farm machinery is often the best way to keep both you and the farmer safe. The same 2009 study found that the farm vehicle occupant was killed nearly twice as often as the occupants of the other vehicle involved in the crash. An employee of the Carson's store in Jasper was arrested yesterday afternoon after an investigation by store personnel determined that she was involved in an internal theft. Jasper police say they were contacted at 1 p.m. yesterday afternoon regarding an investigation that allegedly revealed money was taken on 9 occasions by a sales associate. Police say the investigation also revealed that 22-year-old Kelsey Kelly of Holland reimbursed herself in cash for items returned by a customer on 2 separate occasions. Kelly was booked into the DuBois County Security Center, where she later posted bond. Finally tonight, we bring you our weekly presentation from Purdue Extension. Tonight, a look at the Indiana National Guard Youth Symposium and programs for military youth. Once again, our video tonight is brought to you courtesy of Purdue Extension. Coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and part 2 of Mark Messmer's discussion with Bill Potter on Inform. That's all coming up next here on 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.